I told my husband I'm cooking the viral fake chicken made out of flour. He said if it tastes like real chicken, he will stop eating meat. I don't want him to stop eating meat though. So I really hope it doesn't taste like real chicken. Pray for me. I can't believe I'm washing flour. And I can't believe my ancestors are really telling me to season this thing. Oh my god, it's starting to smell like my husband is going to stop eating meat. Oh no, it's starting to look like real chicken. Oh no. He's probably going to make me stop eating meat too. I told my husband I'm cooking the—
So I wanted to try this meatless chicken I keep seeing here on TikTok. So I started off with some flour, water, kneaded that until it was smooth, covered it for like a good hour. And then after the hour, I kneaded again, but this time in water, and I kneaded it for like a good 15 minutes until the water was like milky clear like that. And then I seasoned it and let it sit for another hour. After that, I twisted it and then fried it in the pan, added some chicken stock, and that was the final result. So I wanted to try this meat.
I saw the vegan chicken video and it was incredible. So today, we're gonna make a vegan filet mignon. Start by blending up some kidney beans, tomato paste, soy sauce, vinegar, and some steak seasoning. And once this turns into a paste, fold in a cup of vital wheat gluten. And this should form a dough. I've just been kneading this, and the texture is very meat-like. So now I'm forming my vegan fillets. Boom. It's so good. I'm confused. I saw the vegan chicken video.
I'm still in shock that you can use just flour and water to make seitan a vegan meat substitute. This is my second video of Kentucky Fried Seitan, and I'm just making a second video because I wanted to show you the interior of the sandwich. I tagged Future Lettuce, whose video inspired me to make seitan, so you should go check out those videos for the actual method of making it. So after the seitan was ready, I used the exact same method I would to make a fried chicken sandwich to make the fried seitan sandwich. So buttermilk, seasoned flour into the hot oil, and it turned out amazingly. Very crispy, and I put the same toppings as I would on a chicken sandwich. The texture was great and it was really tasty. I'm still in shock that you can use just flour and water to make seitan a vegan meat substitute. This is my second video of Kentucky Fried Seitan, and I'm just making a second video because I wanted to show you the interior of the sandwich. I tagged Future Lettuce, whose video inspired me to make seitan, so you should go check out those videos for the actual method of making it. So after the seitan was ready, I used the exact same method I would to make a fried chicken sandwich to make the fried seitan sandwich. So buttermilk, seasoned flour into the hot oil, and it turned out amazingly. Very crispy, and I put the same toppings as I would on a chicken sandwich. The texture was—
Today we're making 2-ingredient seitan. This method is called the washed flour method, where you combine all-purpose flour and water and wash out all the starch to reveal the gluten to make a wheat meat. I start with about 9 cups of flour and 3 cups of water and knead for about 10 minutes until you get a smooth dough ball. Cover with cold water and let rest for 2 hours. After the rest, drain the water and massage the dough ball in fresh cold water to wash out the starch. You'll have to do this about 4 to 5 times to wash enough of the starch out, but you can save the starchy water and make things like noodles. A recipe coming soon. Eventually, you'll wash enough starch that the water runs relatively clear and you'll end up with a solid mass of gluten. Let it drain for 20 to 30 minutes, then stretch lengthwise to about 12 inches. Cut it into 3 strips, but leaving it attached to the top, and braid the seitan. Tuck in the ends and then pull in the braid to lengthen and tie into 2 or 3 knots. The stretching and braiding process gives the seitan this amazing pull-apart meat-like texture. Simmer the braided knot in a slow cooker or Instant Pot on slow cook for about 2 hours in a flavorful broth, and let it chill in the fridge in the broth overnight. The next day, pull it apart to get these awesome chicken-like shreds. You'll have to try it. I have the full pictures and instructions over on YouTube. Today we're making—
I said my face bomb, abs tight, rack stuck up, shack height, jury on me, flashlight. I've been listening last night, hit 'em with that good, make you wanna act right. Broke boys don't deserve no kitty. I know that's right. Big bag, bustin' out the Bentley band, take 'em and Balenciaga brought it back, no how I give it up. knees, hit them with karate chops. Forever popping it.
A lot of people have been making that fake chicken on my For You page, aka seitan. So as a Chinese, I'm going to share with you a little bit more secrets on this. So it actually takes a long time to knead and wash. So if you're lazy, just buy wheat gluten on Amazon and rehydrate it. Bam, there's your seitan right away. And before you cook your seitan, you can actually mix in a little bit of yeast, let it ferment for a couple hours, and then steam it. So instead of a big blob of dense gluten, you get something more spongy, which actually helps to absorb the sauce much better. The water you washed out, it has a lot of wheat starch in it. Don't waste it. Let it sit for a couple hours. Pour out the top layer and then remix it into a slurry. Brush your cake pan with oil. Pour a thin layer of the wheat starch slurry in it. Steam it for 2 minutes. Take it out, cut it. Then you get wheat starch noodles. It's a lot less chewy, but has more of a snap to it. Or you can roll your little seitan into little balls and deep fry it. They will puff up very nicely, and you get something that you can use it in hot pot. A lot of people have been making.
You've seen that vegan chicken made out of flour and water? We're gonna make it. It's 3 parts flour, 1 part water. I'm doing 1 cup of flour and 1/3 cup of water.
Bread chicken, bread chicken, bread chicken.
You've seen that vegan chicken?
I completely understand why this might be confusing, so let me break it down even further. So all flour has protein. There are different types of flour and they all have different percentages of protein. So although we only view bread as a carb, a lot of breads still have some protein. But seitan is different from bread because when we're kneading and rinsing that dough under water, that removes the starch, leaving just the protein behind. I completely understand why this might be confusing, so let me break it down even further. So all flour has protein. There are different types of flour and they all have different percentages of protein. So although we only view bread as a carb, a lot of breads still have some protein. But seitan is different from bread because when we're kneading and rinsing that dough under water, that removes the starch, leaving just the protein behind. I completely understand.
I made this chicken replacement again. I realized in yesterday's video I didn't show the result, so I'm making it again. I just make it with only flour and water and knead it for about 15 minutes or until it was smooth. After the hour, I knead it again and this time underwater. I'm gonna tag the original creator that did this so you guys can get a better idea because I think he explained it way better than I did. For me, what I did was just knead it underwater for about 15 minutes or so, or until the water was like clear. And I seasoned mine. I wasn't shy with the seasoning. And I made sure I worked it in. Inside can also have some seasoning. After I covered it, I also seasoned it again. Then I fried it both sides, added the vegetable stock, then covered it for about 45 minutes. And honestly, it was really good. I was so surprised by the taste and the crunch. I made this chicken replacement again. I realized